So every year I get to go to what's called GLIMUN. It's a very large Model UN conference in Kalamazoo. I go with our Model UN team, and it's very fun going to GLIMUN. This year I had the chance to represent South Korea in spec poll, and our topics were the war in Libya and drug trade. And being South Korea is a very small country in terms of like international power and international influence. Their policy is pretty much whatever USA wants. But our United States, unfortunately, is dealing with a lot of conflict within her own policy because international policy is conflicting with domestic policy at the moment. So it was an interesting GLIMUN this year, just sort of working with other countries, finding where my country really stood, and if I was on policy, if I was off policy, what exactly caused me to be either way. And working with this group of people who were all very, very smart, very advanced students. Mandy Morello, Jake Wilcox were all in my committee. But working with them was really about creating communication routes, and Mandy being Russia in that situation, Russia and South Korea don't typically work together. So it was really about being a communicator between the two of us of how is this going to work for both of our countries? How can we work with USA to get what both of our countries need? And being like this was something that was really interesting for Mandy and I because we've never worked together in the committee setting. And that adaptation of communication, because we are friends, we've been friends since elementary school, but you have to change the way that you're communicating, even with your friends in Model UN conferences, because it's a simulation of a business setting. And I think that was a really valuable lesson in communication of when you're communicating with somebody, you have to be creative about how you're going about it, especially if it's somebody who you go through multiple different workspaces with. If there's somebody who is a friend and you work in a casual location with, you're gonna have to communicate differently with them when you're in a formal business meeting. You can't use slang with your boss outside of a casual intervention. Like the break room, that's gonna be different than if you're interacting on a conference call or you're going out for a happy hour after you close a deal. It's just being conscious of the way that you're communicating, and especially going into college and growing up and being in the real world soon. That aspect of communication is huge because that's how you earn respect. That's how you demonstrate respect to other people and how you earn other respect from others. If you don't command a respecting communication with your employees, with people around you, you're not going to earn that respect from them. And it's going to be a really hard workspace if you need their respect to get done what you have to get done. And being in Model UN and, again, being creative about how you're presenting your country and how you're presenting your policies, it's also being really creative about how you talk to other people and how you communicate with other delegates. Even if you don't like them, you have to work with them, and you have to be creative and caring and principled about the ways that you're working with them.